You're listening to
like
a serious
turtles.
podcast. Welcome, people.
Yo,
Yo.
yo, ma. Oh man, dude, we made it.
Yeah, we made it.
We are on Spotify now, so we're basically done. This is the last episode of a serious podcast. We've done it all, you know. We've toured the world. We've rocked the ears of everybody on the planet. We've
Basically.
had some good laughs. Julian cried a lot.
I did.
And now we're on Spotify, so we don't need to do any more episodes. I think we're about done. I would like to say I enjoyed it, but it's been stupid. But so, yeah, I'm actually really glad we're stopping the show. And yeah, that's where I'm at, man.
Yeah, if you can't hear me laughing in the background, none of that. None of that.
Except for
is true.
Spotify.
Except for the Spotify part.
Yeah, we're on Spotify now, but we're gonna keep making this show.
So basically, I don't know. Last week, if you don't know, we were using SoundCloud as our podcast provider, but there was just a lot of things I didn't like about their player and the way that it was set up. Basically, you paid a certain amount of money and all you got was like an unlimited amount of storage. So I decided to go with a new provider, and so far it's been going great. I mean, you can post I posted it to Spotify, and within the hour it got on it. So that's the exciting part about that. So we'll see how this goes.
It's pretty sweet. I'm excited that we're on Spotify now, though.
Yeah, for sure. Because seriously, I don't use any other player for music.
Yeah, we pay for it though.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I pay for Spotify, so it's like
Well, you pay for my Spotify technically.
I do, yeah. So it's a family plan, man. It was a certain
family
one.
plan, yeah.
But yeah, I like Spotify, and I've never wanted to change it, you know. And it's like I'm an on-demand type of music listener. I'm not like with Pandora before they had their Pandora Plus or whatever the hell it's called. You had to it's always random or whatever. It's a good way to discover music.
Yeah, no, I'm a huge fan of the Spotify platform because you can do the whole discover. Like Spotify makes playlist for you.
Yeah. So after you're done listening to a certain amount of music, have you ever done that on Spotify?
Yeah, I've gone
Your
to the
playlist
discover.
ends, and then I think if you don't have it on shuffle, it'll take you to that discover anyway. Or if you search for a song, it'll put you for songs that you like that you may like. It's like
here's what you've been listening to lately. So let me make a little playlist for you that you might also like.
Exactly.
And I actually have generally liked the Discover playlist. I've only listened to it a couple times because I normally just listen to whatever. I'm either listening to like a podcast or I'm like put it on shuffle, or there's like specific albums that I've been meaning to listen to.
Yeah.
Like I'm so behind on the music shit.
I feel
like I'm behind on everything, man. I've
been listening to what the hell is it called, man? I don't even know what genre it is. I'm not gonna lie. It's just like hip hop, but without words. It's not even hip hop.
Is it lo-fi beats to study to on YouTube?
No,
10 hours.
It might be lo-fi beats. It kind of sounds like it would be lo-fi beats. Like, it's just beats, but it's not.
Are they by Dre?
No.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
So it's not even a hip hop theme. It's more like it would be some sort of oral type of beats. Like they just have like I don't know, dude. It's
just
good.
an awkward way to say it.
It's good, but
you locked eyes with me. You're like oral beats.
Oral, yeah. I don't know. I was listening to this one artist called Nomadic, but with KNOW, like Nomadic on Spotify, and they have like really good beats or whatever. And then I don't know. They also have some covers, I guess, of some songs. I don't know. And it brought me to
when my sister was in town, we were driving around and we would listen to like a lot of the old 90s and like early 2000s music.
Yeah.
And like that stuff is sort of mixed into like my music library, but like a lot of times I'll it won't come up that much. But like these were like classic iconic songs from like the 90s and 2000s, and sometimes we did 80s and stuff like that, and it was kind of weird, bit of a nostalgia trip.
Yeah, for sure.
It was definitely a nostalgia trip, which I think is so that's something that I was kind of thinking about the other day too, was that I feel 90s, or no, I don't feel 90s. I feel nostalgic
90s, bro.
towards like early 2000 and like 90s music, but I don't feel nostalgic towards anything before that.
Yeah.
Because even though I was born in 96, so I didn't really experience the 90s, right? But I still, that was the type of music that like was around a lot. No, well, like my parents listened to a lot of classic rock, so I still love classic rock, and that's what I normally listen to. However, I don't have that
Here's the theme of
feeling
the time.
of like nostalgia towards it.
Yeah.
Whereas whenever I listen to early 2000 music or 90s music, I inherently feel that sense of nostalgia towards that type of music. And I thought that was weird. I was like, I guess, I mean, it makes sense though, right? Like you wouldn't feel that way towards something you wouldn't, you didn't necessarily experience for yourself. So you wouldn't, there's not that same connection to like music from the 60s for me, because I wasn't in the 60s. I was never part of the 60s, So,
I usually bring myself to that time frame. That time, I mean, like, depending on what I was listening to, right? No matter what genre or time. So, like, 60s. Like, if I was listening to, the Beatles, I would... If I had listened to that song enough, I'd probably already have an emotion or a time in my life that I kind of frequented that song.
Oh, gotcha. So when you like discovered that song,
yeah. That would be the best way to put it.
Or when that type of music kind of became meaningful to you.
Yes.
And then if you don't listen to it for a long time and you come back to it, you're like, but you're still nostalgic about that time that you found it. It's not about the time the music was made, though.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
No, so you can. It's a different type of nostalgia then. So like. Yeah, one would take you back to that specific point in your life, and then the other, like if I was just listening to generic 90s music, like if you put on some, like, if Creed was playing or something, I'd probably just be like, whoa!
Yeah.
I had that feeling the other day. It's kind of funny. I was listening to Stained. Outside by Stained.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, holy shit, like, I'm not old by any means, but I know an 18-year-old would come up to me and be like, dude, what? Like, what are you doing? Be like, man, this is my shit. Like, this is my shit, bro. I had someone else say that. Someone was talking about it.
Yeah, I think at one point, like, Destiny's Child came on, and my sister was, like, grooving out, and then I changed it. And All-Star by Smash Mouth came on. Well, there was she was like, fuck you, Nick. Turn it back. I was like, all right, fine. Because she was such a dick about, like, when we would, were in the car. Like, if she didn't like what I was listening to, she would just unplug the music. She'd be like, no, fuck you.
Yeah.
It was so stupid. I hated, like, when people realized that and they were willing to cross that line, even though you were the driver.
For sure.
Of the car. They're like, I'm just going to pull it out. No, it's fine. We got... By the end of the week, she got pretty annoyed with me. I think she was ready to go back home.
Oh.
But
I mean, it was probably a good time for her, right?
I hope so. No, it was a good... we did a lot of things that she hadn't done before. We got her a tattoo.
Oh, nice.
Her first tattoo. Which was a rose, which I have a rose. I got a tattoo today.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
I got a little switchblade on the inside of my arm.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. It came out super good. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I like it.
It has a So It Goes on the handle.
Has a Bible verse on it. Nice, dude.
Yeah, it's a Bible verse. John 3:17.
Close. but no cigar.
I just imagine that being like the funniest fucking thing. Like people who don't know the Bible at all, they're like they forget that it's John 3:16, and they just go like one up or one down from it. Yeah. That would be hilarious.
There are people. Okay, so there are people, and I don't claim to do this at all, but when I was younger, well, seriously, when I was younger, I was in that life, right? Christian life with my family. We have these stories, right? We've talked about this before.
We hit on this every single week.
Do we? I think we do. So there was always these people, because my cousins were like into evangelism, right? And they would go out and talk to these certain people. There's always be these freaking like super witty, try hard people who are like, oh yeah, I don't need religion or whatever, but then spout off Bible verses, and they were like exactly like you said. It was always like one wrong. It was just hilarious to watch. It was just funny.
Yeah, it's weird. No, but it has so it goes on the handle, not a Bible verse.
What is that from?
It's from the book Slaughterhouse-Five.
The one that I never read.
Yeah, the one I gave to you and you didn't read.
Jeez. I'll read it eventually.
No, you won't, because I'm going to take it back before I leave. Because I really like that copy. It's like, I figured out that I like tiny books and not like lengthwise, but I just like the binding to be smaller. I like to be able to like, I don't like big books, and I don't like fucking hardcovers with book jackets.
I hate that shit too.
Yeah, like.
Well, I mean, I take the book jacket off.
So do I, but still, it's something that I have to think about.
It's annoying.
And if the cover of the book itself is good, I throw the book jacket away.
They don't even make. What? Say it again. If the cover of the book is good, you throw the book jacket away? The actual like binding, the cover is nice. Like on the inside, it's usually not. It's usually not worth like looking at. Saving it.
Without the book, like it legitimately looks better with the book jacket. Yeah. But if that cover is really nice, then I normally just toss away the book jacket because I don't use it. Like there's no point for me to have it. I don't know. I don't. Yeah. And some people get really up in arms. I've seen like because I was reading online about it and stuff like that because I was wondering if there's some other utility for a book jacket other than sitting on a fucking book. And so I was googling some shit, and people on Reddit were like, "You need to fucking have the book jacket at all times because it increases the value of the book." And like, I get like why some people need the book jackets, and I understand why some books need the book jackets because the covers aren't that nice. And if they're just going to sit on your shelf anyway, like, let's be honest, nobody's reading the books. Nobody reads. Everyone just has them on their shelves.
In this day and age, what?
Yeah, it's audiobooks. So, you know what? Throw away those book jackets.
Burn the books, man.
Burn the books. This is why Fahrenheit 451 happened.
Oh my god.
This is the exact situation in which that book was afraid of happening.
Someone was saying this the other day. I'm going back to the music thing. Someone was saying this the other day. They were talking about Justin Bieber. They were talking about how the fact, like, soon he's going to be considered a classic. Like,
you can't. You might not.
I just didn't like that conversation.
You might not like his music.
Can't argue that though.
And right. You might not appreciate how it sounds or who he is or whatever, but you can't deny that he hasn't been impactful on music. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's had a huge impact on the music world and the hearts of many teenage girls over the past few years, 10 years I think. My sister made me listen to some of Harry Styles' new stuff. She was like, just listen to it. I was like, all right, fine, I'll listen to it. Was it good? And it's actually not bad. It's not bad. It's still not like something I would just listen to, you know?
Yeah.
But it's not something that I would go out of my way to listen to. I'd be like, oh, fucking put
that Styles on, bro.
Bump the Styles. Yeah. No, it wasn't like that. But I was like, yeah, this isn't bad. Like, this is a lot better than like the One Direction pop crap that they were doing. He's venturing into more of I would consider it like pop rock.
Okay,
it's still like pop rock, but I mean but it's not bad music. It's quality music, you know.
It was just a weird feeling, I guess. Him saying that, like, I don't know what fucking late 80s, early 90s, like Nirvana. That's considered classic music now.
It is. And there's plenty of people who were listening to Nirvana at the time who were like, who felt the same exact way about Justin Bieber. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
Or who felt how you were feeling towards Justin Bieber, how a lot of people do feel towards Justin Bieber is how a lot of people felt towards Nirvana.
Yeah, even the whole grunge scene, right? It was just like, oh, these bunch of rebel teenagers like playing their rock music. They're not gonna. This isn't classic at all.
Yeah, there's like there was this comedian who was getting heckled, and he said, you know, he was explaining to the audience, he's like, you know, sometimes you come out to a comedy show, and sometimes the comedy is really good, and sometimes it's not for you.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's really good, but sometimes it's not for you. And I think, and I thought that was, and obviously there is like bad comedy, right? But there's also like, but it applies the same way to almost anything else on the planet. Mm-hmm. Sometimes music is really good, and sometimes it's not for you. There is bad music out there. Don't get me wrong. There's really terribly made shitty music, but there's also there's just stuff that's not for you, but it's quality stuff. You know, it's may like not be for you, but it's quality.
Yeah,
and I think the more I grow up, I'm not by any means there yet, but I think the more that I grow up, the more I recognize how like immature people can be about stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like just like there was the other day I was watching I saw like airsoft videos of like people like going like flip outs during airsoft games. Yeah. And in half the clips, it's like these 30 to 40-year-old dudes like beating the shit out of some 14-year-old kid who didn't like call a hit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's like those.
Or like it was just, and I was like,
you didn't call a hit, so they'll keep shooting them too.
Yeah, and like everybody else watching this happen or trying to stop it is like, we was having fun, you know? Like,
yeah, exactly. We was just having fun.
And it's just it's weird how something like that can evolve. And I think a lot of conversations about like music, like just personal interest, really, devolve that sort of way. And basically, it's no longer about the quality of that thing. It's just your fun is wrong. Yeah, it's weird. It's very strange to me.
It's sad.
It's sad too, and I catch myself doing it.
Yeah,
I remember when I
tend to do that sometimes.
Yeah, and like I think everybody has a little bit of it, but there's a lot of people who don't catch themselves. That's when it becomes an issue, you know? Mm-hmm. We all have like moments where we're just like, yeah, fuck that person, basically. Basically, it's like I've every time that I've gotten like really passionate about somebody's like the fact, or got heated about the fact that somebody didn't like something or did like something that I thought was awful, it's because I had a problem with that person, generally. Or I was just like, fuck that person. You know what I mean? They might have not even done anything to me, but I was just like, I don't like them. And it was at that moment, it was one of those like, I want to take that away from that person. You know, like, and it was shitty, of course, but I did it, and it's there. It happened. Whatever. I mean, you
can't fix it now.
It's fine. I don't. It's fine now. It's not something I think about at night, you know, when I can't sleep.
No, man. I really need to
when I can't
apologize?
Sleep when I can't sleep at night, it's because I fucking hear shit in the house and I think the house is haunted. It's not because I feel bad about how I mistreated that 10-year-old on YouTube before.
When I can't sleep at night, it's because, like, you know, the sleep paralysis kicks in.
Yeah, exactly. When the fucking demon girl is sitting in the corner of my room at night, that's because that's when I can't sleep. I don't feel bad about kicking your kid down the stairs 5 years ago. You know, that's not what I feel bad about.
Naomi woke me up this morning and she was like, babe, are you okay? I was like, what? She said, last night, like, you like woke up freaking out, told me you had a nightmare, and you told me to hold you. I was like, no, I didn't. You're lying. There's no way I said that. But she said, you said, babe, I'm having a nightmare. Hold me. She was laughing all day, all morning. She was laughing, like she wanted to hold that over my head.
The thing is, though, is that she would lie about something like that. But I would, because I would totally mess with you like that.
Yeah, for sure.
I would totally be like, man, you're just being a real pussy about this.
Well, and today, like,
you got drunk and you were just crying the whole time.
Yeah. She woke up, or she was walking up here, and I didn't know anything about it. She was just like hitting the wall and stuff and like throwing things.
Yeah.
And I wasn't scared. Well, I don't know. I wasn't scared. I was just like, what's that? And I was like, hey, is anyone over there? And then she like waited a couple minutes.
Yeah.
And then she came in here laughing like, you're a little, basically I'm a scared little bitch or something. But
I really want her to walk in and just be like, you're a little fat girl. What is it? What was I going to say? I was going to say something important. Something important to this conversation. No, there was the other night. It was whenever because I'll hear shit and I'm like, and it's not even, or like, you know, I've never been all that affected by like looking at something on the internet and then
like creepypasta shit, or
well that's a little bit different. I've definitely like spooked myself before by reading that shit right before, like, okay, that's different. I lied, my bad, because like as I was saying it, I was like, I realized that I have done that before. No, but shit, I can't even say that either. I was gonna say, well, pictures don't bother, but no. I was looking up one night this guy, this photographer, forget his name. I think it's like Andreas Serrano. That's probably super wrong. And if anybody's listening and gets heated, I apologize for.
Maybe you should just correct us instead of getting mad.
Yeah. We're creating a fictional situation right now. But no, it's some photographer, and he had a line of photos that was taken from real bodies in a morgue.
Okay.
And so it was pretty, and the lighting was pretty, like, I would almost, it just made it feel even more real than it already was. And they were very, I don't even know how to describe it. It was just, and it didn't bother me. It legitimately, it didn't really bother me. However, but the second I tried to go to bed, it's like I started hearing, like, my mind starts racing with all, like, it wasn't even about the pictures, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I wonder if there was a cause and effect there between those pictures that were, like, seemingly unaffecting towards me, or, did not affect me consciously, but maybe there was some sort of, like, subconscious. So the second that I turned out the light and, like, got ready to go to bed, if there was something that, like, induced that paranoia, you know? Definitely, like, if I read a creepypasta at 2 a.m., then I'm gonna be like, fuck, you know, like,
yeah,
like, why would I do that? So I don't do that anymore. Like, if I'm gonna read a creepypasta, I'm gonna do it not while I'm laying in bed. You know what I mean? Like, getting ready to go to sleep. But scary movies now I can pretty much watch whenever. Because I haven't, there's not been, like, in recent memory anyway, there hasn't been, like, some really good horror movies to come out that
they're,
like,
too predictable.
Like, yeah, they're either predictable, they're cheesy, or they're just really like they get out of it at the end, or, like, you know what I mean? Like,
you expect something to be something, right?
Oh, Hereditary was really good. It didn't bother me. Like, it was a great movie and a great horror movie. Mm-hmm. But it didn't bother. So movies just don't typically bother me anymore. But when I read, like, scary stories and stuff that are legitimately, like, well written and stuff, those can get in my head a little bit. Yeah. I can admit that. I can admit it. Because, yeah, there's just some creepy shit out there. And, well, the thing is like, my brain likes to take stuff and run wild with it, right? So,
I mean, yeah, once the imagination starts to...
once it sets in.
Brew some stuff, yeah.
And if ghosts are real, I'm pretty sure my house is haunted. I like, or like the kids get up and run around or something. Like,
small pitter of feet just...
Yeah, or I just hear random shit, and, like, and maybe I'm not getting enough... Maybe I need to get better on my sleep. I don't know. I put up blackout curtains recently in my room.
Yeah.
So the room is darker now. Maybe that has something to do with it.
Oh, yeah, our shift's about to change, huh?
And our shift's about to change. I'm actually not having trouble sleeping at all. There was just one like isolated incident the other night where I was just a little paranoid about stuff. And it was right after that I looked at those pictures. However, I still don't want to say whether or not the picture, because it was on the same day as the blackout. It's like, it's hard to, there was no control, right? So, because it was on the same day as the blackout curtains, and so the room was darker. And so my eyes took longer to adjust in the dark. So maybe it was my brain trying to adjust that conjured up like spooky thoughts, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like thinking about it. I like walking myself through it because I like cause and effect shit like that.
Yeah.
It's fun to walk through that stuff, to me anyway. I don't know about you.
Yeah, no, we talked about this before.
On here?
What do you mean? Okay, so when you're talking about the cause and effect shit, explain what you mean again.
Oh, it's just something that's fun to like walk through for me. I just
what
like
if
like
type of thing,
like
right?
well, not necessarily what if, but it's like, was it the blackout curtains or was it the pictures? Like what affects sleep? What affects?
Try to find the root cause.
Kind of like, okay, because at that point you can start dissecting why it was an issue or why it affected you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's like, if it was the blackout curtains, okay, the room was darker. So maybe that's what that's what was causing my brain some sort of issue with trying to go to sleep. Because I was a little spooked.
I like tapping into subconscious stuff like that too, right?
Yeah, I think whenever I'm going through that stuff, trying to figure out why I'm feeling a certain way, I think I rule out the subconscious a lot, or I don't think about it enough. You know what I mean? I don't think, well, maybe my subconscious is like trying to spark something,
Yeah.
I don't immediately go to that. I always try to look at surface level shit and what's conscious to me. And so I think I cause myself a little bit of extra grief sometimes because of that. Because it could be a simple like, oh, well, maybe maybe I'm seeing something or experiencing something that is tapping something in my subconscious, but I'm not. It's not affecting me on a conscious level. So it's actually exacerbating some sort of like negative feeling I'm having towards something. Yeah. I hope this doesn't sound like too vague, but
no, I mean I understand.
Well, I'm getting like we have body language, right? Like we have we have the gift of sight and verbal cues and stuff like that. The listeners don't. So I don't know. Maybe if you don't think I'm specific enough, let us know.
Yeah.
But we have an email list now. That's pretty nice.
We have a lot of new stuff.
We got a lot of shit going on.
Holy shit!
It's like a total revamping. We're gonna try to do. We're gonna try to go back to more topical discussion. Not really necessarily like
a specific topic or anything.
Well,
what do you mean?
Well, not necessarily like we're going to talk about these three things, but we're trying to. I think we're trying to like, correct me if I'm wrong, Julian, but we're trying to like make a more unified theme out of episodes, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. Like
more focused conversation, I guess. I don't know. How would you describe it?
I would so basically, I mean, I love the show, obviously, and I love doing whatever. So if we were to not do that, I would be okay with it, right? But it would be good to get, some sort of this is what we're going to do today type thing.
Yeah.
Let's say, I mean, like, not necessarily
because we did that at the beginning, but I think we overdid it.
Yeah, so there was a problem, right? That's where we are finding this when we're finding ourselves and finding the podcast, right? So, like at the beginning, what did we do? We posted up our episode 0, which was us just testing,
right?
Like we'd already done 4 or 5 episodes before, and we were just like, no, we're ready, but we want to test, a live show or whatever. And then after that, we started talking. The first 2 episodes, we were just talking about life and whatnot. And then it brought on a discussion. I've been listening to them all, actually. I was listening to the one right before the episode 4, which is actually labeled episode 3, the ethical dilemmas one. Mm-hmm. And that's when, before that one, we started talking about like broken bones, right?
Yeah.
And then we started talking about the death penalty. And then after that, I was like, whoa, I'm really interested in ethical situations, right? Yeah. And just dilemmas. And that was just a big topic. And I think it's controversial. I like debating and I like controversial stuff. I think you do too sometimes.
I definitely enjoy debating stuff as long as it's about the debate. The second it becomes a pissing contest between you and me, it's like, now I'm just pissed off, you're pissed off. Yeah. No one's like, there's nothing productive coming of it. Yeah. So it doesn't matter.
And we've had that in the episode too, some very slightly, but it's happened a couple times, I think.
I feel like we've been pretty good so far.
We have.
This is a debate.
I know, right? But that's what it was. Okay, so after the ethical dilemmas episode, we were like, okay, we really like that format. Let's keep going. And then I think that's when it became...
it became too constricted.
Yeah, too constricted. I'm not going to be like, oh, we're going to have this script that we have to do.
Yeah, and then there was topics that we thought we were going to have more to say about that we didn't.
Yeah.
Like there was one, I'm trying to remember what it was. But basically we blew the topic 15 minutes in. We had nothing to talk about for 45 minutes, so we just had to like roll with it.
Yeah.
And then, And then after that, there was a couple more episodes, and I had gotten to the point, we talked about this before Julian and I did, about the fact that like we just didn't want to do the show anymore, basically because it was just taxing to try and show up and do this thing that it didn't feel natural anymore. It felt robotic and like weird, and I don't think I think we felt that way. I don't feel like it appeared that way in the episodes though.
Yeah, I did re-listen to most of it, and I didn't feel much of that at all.
But maybe I didn't detect any difference in like our quality of conversation. Yeah. It just didn't feel right to us.
Yeah, so, and that's the beauty. I mean, that's the point of this too, right?
Yes.
I mean, that was one of the main points, right? We're doing this for fun. Yep. We're gonna have fun doing it. If we get people listening to us, that's awesome. Like, if we get a lot of people listening to us, it was just perks on top of perks. It's not necessarily anything that we were looking for, right?
Right.
So, I mean, we'll continue to do it as long as we
have the means
enjoy
available.
It and have them, that too. But yeah, so what did we do? We kind of did some cleaning up of the website. The website, yeah. So,
and by the way, Julian did all of this. I didn't do shit. Julian like calls me one time and he's like, "Dude, I did all this shit for the podcast." I was like, "What the fuck?"
We did.
and I was just
astounded. I guess.
I wasn't astounded, but I was like, "All right, cool."
Johnson's a crack addict.
No, you just get into these phases where like you'll get really passionate about something for like all of 5 minutes. And,
I know, right? But the passion is driven so hard.
But thank God that it was the podcast that was targeted for a brief 5 minutes because it really benefited.
That's great. Oh no, yeah. So I was like going through the podcasts and stuff, just the website, because I know it hasn't been used much because I can check the link clicks and the analytics about it and stuff. So I decided to add a little news section. If we were to add anything, it can be random. And I had this idea before.
Yes.
This is when we first started. You don't have to do this at all. And I'm just saying you could do this if you wanted to. Basically, if you had, like, because you're still
passive aggressive. Right? Nice. I like it.
You're still writing, right?
Writing?
So, writing.
Yeah. So, what do you mean you're still writing?
I'm not asking you. I'm telling you. You are still currently writing. You write.
Yes.
So if you wanted to do that,
do you think it's going to end someday?
No. I'm just kidding. I'm totally messing with you. You ruined that. Basically,
I wanted to start something.
So our little news section on the website. It's basically we'll add anything on here. I'd put the fact that we made it on Spotify on there, and if we wanted to use it as a blog,
like
we
a
could.
little blog thing, little snippets.
Exactly.
That's what I want to do with the Twitter account.
We could do that with all of our accounts. We just haven't been, and
I think another thing is like with the extra stuff, like the Twitter and like the website stuff. If those things feel extracurricular to the podcast itself,
yeah, for sure.
And so it's easy to show up and do this. It's hard to do other stuff, because for a podcast, you show up for that once a week. You sit down, we talk for an hour, and then basically, up to this point, we haven't had to worry about anything else. It's just after that, we send out the episode and we let it, we run it up the flagpole and that's it. But really, there's more to it that I wouldn't say we've neglected, but we haven't put as much into as we could, as we're doing now.
As we had the ability and the capability to do so.
Yeah, right? It's just we just liked recording. That's basically what it came down to.
And then I just recently told a lot of my friends about it, and then maybe like a week later, random people who I didn't even think would have listened to it came up to me and were like, "Hey man, I listened to your podcast."
Well, and it was kind of a weird thing too, because around the time when the podcast started is around the time that I kind of pulled away from social media in general.
Oh yeah.
And part of managing a podcast is being involved in social media. And so it was kind of a shit timing thing on my part. But the other shit thing is that I still feel the same way about social media. Yeah. So I'm not personally invested. However, so it's like it would be easy if I was posting regularly on a Twitter account.
Yeah.
Like I just post stupid things on a Twitter account every once in a while. Mm-hmm. That's a different thing. But like it doesn't matter because I don't. But if I was doing that consistently, it would also be easy for me to like post stupid shit on like our podcast accounts. Yeah. Because I'd be like, because I could just, instead of posting some sort of snippet to mine, I could just be like, post it on a serious podcaster. You know what I mean? Like, whenever I feel like posting shit.
Yeah. I mean,
it's a weird, it's like I'm out of the habit, so I don't want to do it.
Yeah. I've never been like that either. I'm
a lurker, man, when it comes to social media.
That's me, too. I'm a total lurker. That's exactly how I am on every social media. I'm just...
Because I got nothing to contribute, really. And when I do, I put it up there. But the thing is if you're not consistent, you don't have people looking at your shit. So you're thinking, why am I posting this? And so you don't post. And so it's like a weird like cycle that you send yourself through. It's like if you got to do it to get people to look at it. But if you don't do it, then people aren't going to look at it. And so you don't feel the need to do it even though you have stuff that you want to post. It's weird.
All of the social media stuff happens, for me, all of the social media stuff happens in my head. I'll go to watch a video. It'll be controversial about some specific group of people. And then I'll go in there and read people talking. And I have 2 cents. I always do. But I'm going to post this shit and someone's going to get pissed off at me, or I'm just going to get more pissed off. But then,
at that point, it's a personal investment that's like, it's too great at that point. It's like, you don't want it to like affect your mood. Yeah. You don't want to walk around pissed, because that's stupid, because at that point, you're mad at pixels on a screen. Yep.
And there's no original thought anyway.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go in there. And
that's a whole other like Pandora's box of like.
I will read I'm not doing it on purpose. I'm not doing it to look for anything. The sad part about this is I like watching those things unfold. I like people getting railed on. Someone says something and everyone's like, "No, fuck that guy. You're an idiot." And then the guy he either gets blocked from the thread or he leaves the thread. It's funny to watch. I always like that little dramatic episode. But with me, I'll go through lists, and sometimes, seriously, I'll be going through like 1,000 comments, and then I'll find the one where it was like, "Oh, that's what I was thinking." Okay, I don't need to post on here anymore.
I will. So sometimes I'll see an opportunity for like a good like pun or like something witty, and then I'll go on the thread,
quip or whatever,
and then I was like, "He got it, cool." And then I upvote that guy, or I like that guy's comment, and then I leave, and I'm like, "Sweet, I did that."
Yeah, exactly.
Me.
This was me.
I arrived at that thought independently, so I'm just as good at this guy.
That was an original thought.
It's funny.
It's funny. Yeah, I am excited about the direction of the podcast, though. I hope to continue to like.
We need to get our Skyping version set up.
Oh yeah, we need to start that, huh?
So that way I don't have to come over here at all.
Oh, shit. I was thinking about that as well. I mean, like, I don't mind.
It's something we do need to start thinking about.
Yeah.
Just because I'll be gone in January.
Yeah.
And if we ever want to have guests too, it'd be a nice thing to have set up. Like if we ever want to patch Garrett in or something like that.
Yeah, we could do that too.
We need Brandon on the podcast, man. I want Brandon on the podcast.
I know.
I don't think he listens to it as much anymore. I think he pops in every once in a while.
Yeah, he was listening to it to help with advice and stuff like that. And
he's a busy dude. He runs other podcasts. He has like 2 or 3 podcasts. I'm pretty sure. Because he has the Rick and Morty podcast, which you guys should definitely go check out.
Yep.
Then he has a Twilight Zone podcast. And then I think he has another podcast, which is like this podcast where he just shoots the shit with his friends.
That's his, yeah. That's the podcast. Shit.
I want to listen to his Twilight Zone podcast a lot. And I need to rewatch the Twilight Zone. Or I need to watch more of the Twilight Zone, rather.
Yeah, you should listen to Brandon's Rick and Morty podcast, though.
Yeah.
It's interdimensional RSS.
I'm still not caught up on that one.
Yeah,
I'm still catching up on the Dungeon Cast and Critical Role.
I would like to get there, though.
Which Critical Role is not really a podcast; it's a stream. But
I mean, I would like to get to the point where we do have some sort of what do you want to call it? Topic or a niche that we get into?
Yeah, you know? I don't know. I mean, maybe like this is kind of where we need the listeners to give some feedback, because you guys have, if you've been listening to the show, then, well, if you've been listening to the show at this point, that means you probably like what we do already.
And then we don't need to change anything.
Maybe we don't need to change anything. Or we're just good background noise.
For sure.
But if you think there's a specific type of like conversation that we could be having, or like if you think there's something that we would work well together on doing, like debates, like maybe Julia and I pick a topic out, some sort of controversial subject, and we both pick a side on it and we just go after it for 45 minutes, you know?
Yeah.
It'd just be like high school debate. That's basically what it would devolve into.
Yeah, basically.
And I'm telling you now, I'm not going to put that much effort into it. I'm not going to research the time. I remember those guys killing themselves in high school trying to like get their like little debate topics ready or whatever.
Oh,
they
yeah.
would just kill themselves.
Yeah,
like,
they would. I remember that too.
I remember all the research that my debate friends would go through, and I'm like, that's ridiculous. That doesn't look fun at all or enjoyable. I appreciate their ability to speak really fast, though.
Oh yeah, they have to get the most words in, right? Because they only have a certain amount of time.
I think it's a specific type.
Specific type
of debate in high school.
Okay.
I think there's an actual like speed because
debate?
You're not even like getting a point across. You're just trying to get as much words out as possible.
Oh, really?
It doesn't even sound like I've listened to it. It doesn't sound like coherent thought to me. I don't even know how judges can.
Isn't there a Netflix thing on that?
I hope not.
I'm pretty sure there's a Netflix thing about this.
I'm not going to watch it.
Girl and boy from high school or something, and they had to do this. They were both in debate.
Yeah. But
they were both falling for each other. I don't know. It was weird.
And it was basically a race to see who would propose first.
No, but they like had to be against each other because they were debating against each other the whole time.
Right.
So it was like weird for them to be together.
Like one would initiate a proposal, like marriage proposal, and then like right in the middle of it, they'd be like, no! And then they run in and start their own proposal, and then like there's a backup proposal, and then there's a backup proposal. And it's basically like this back and forth of who's going to propose first.
Basically. We also got to...
That sounds like love to me, man.
We also got to subscribe.
Yeah, you can get emails from us.
Oh, hell yeah. Do you want emails from us? That's how you get emails from us.
Yeah, basically it'll let you know whenever we put out new episodes.
Legit.
Or whenever we post to the website. Because the email is just whatever we send out.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you have notifications on your phone and you already listen to us on some sort of platform in there, it's not.
Yeah, it'll post when the
You'll still get your notifications on your phone. It's just if you want an email from us letting you know when the episodes come out, you can go up there and subscribe. You're not paying anything. There's no. It's not like an actual like subscription. It's just you subscribe to the email list.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to support us, you can go check out our Patreon though.
Yeah, we do have a Patreon. It's just a series podcast, basically.
Yep.
You search
all that info is on the website as well at aseriouspodcast.com.
We have
like if there's a platform out there, we're pretty much on it at this point.
Basically,
all the main ones anyway.
We just had to wait for Spotify.
We're not on like toothfairy.com or whatever.
Is that a website?
I don't know.
You're pretty sure it's a website.
It's a media platform of some sort in the media landfill. I don't know. I'm just saying things. It's probably like the worst like porn site ever.
Toothfairy.com. Don't go on toothfairy.com.
Please go on toothfairy.com and let me know what's there. Now I'm kind of curious at what's
I'm about to go on it right now.
I'm going to let you type it in case it's some weird shit.
All right. Let's see what happens.
You can definitely find us on Lemon Party.
Jeez. Don't listen to him.
Yeah, don't listen to him. Listen to me.
It's just redirecting me, man. It's not doing anything. It didn't do anything. It's still redirecting.
All right, so that means it's available, like the domain is available. So someone go make toothfairy.com and make it the worst porn site ever. I'm talking like low quality, like video from like a slide phone, like a 2008 slide phone, like a video from a Razor cell phone.
Those are the best flip phones ever, dude. Yeah. What are you talking about?
It's not even a video. It's just pictures. Like, it's just like 30 seconds of like pictures of like your girlfriend going down on you in like the back of the Brookshire's parking lot. That's what it is. I was like, oh man. But yeah, so.
Yeah, we got all that stuff set up now, which is exciting. I'm excited for the podcast.
But yeah, send us your questions about
we need some questions.
Like we can talk about whatever.
We need some people.
Unless it's like against like the about like the rising protest over in Syria right now. We can't talk about that. Because I don't know anything about it. There's actually some real shit going on over in Bangladesh, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's some real shit going on. People are dying.
Shit.
I don't know exactly what it's all about, but I was reading a lot of stuff on Reddit today about it. A lot of people asking for help over there. I didn't know what to do, though. I was like, how can I help?
Is there a website for it right now? Or is there a...
There was a live thread on Reddit earlier. I didn't get a chance to read all of it, though.
Jeez. The Bangladesh police fire tear gas to disperse students protesting against road deaths. Oh, so it's like a traffic...
Yeah, there's protests going on, but people, like, government's killing people.
Jeez, man, they are.
Yeah. Kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, man. This just really shows how uninformed we are. We're just highlighting how uninformed. It's like we might as well stick to a topic instead of just bringing up random relevant news shit and then proving how uninformed we are. Like, I'm just looking at memes right now. I'm not looking at anything about Bangladesh. I am. I'm legitimately looking at memes right now. It's like SpongeBob memes too. It's not even important memes.
SpongeBob memes are important.
Oh, let us know what you think about D&D morality alignment, because before the episode, I actually kind of wish we recorded it. Julie and I were like disgusting. Disgusting. We were disgusting. No, we were discussing the inner workings of what the D&D alignment chart means, because we're trying to figure some shit out, because we got some characters to make for a game that we're gonna be playing soonish, hopefully.
Yeah.
And I feel like we came to a fairly solid conclusion about the D&D morality chart, but we both recognized it's kind of flawed. It's definitely flawed, the way it's set up currently.
Oh, yeah, I like it a lot, though. I mean...
I still like it. It's a good general overview, but I think there's definitely some, like... it's not. It's not. Like,
I tried to apply it to the real world. I think that's what we're doing.
Yeah. Too. The thing is, though, that's like it's a high fantasy situation, though.
Yeah.
You know, so there are like morality can be like different. I don't know. It's just different. There is more to it than what real world is, I guess. But just let us know what you think about that, guys. You should be seeing a greater social media presence over the next, few weeks, and hopefully going to be a little bit more consistent. But we hope to hear from you. We really do. We want a real conversation going. So, but I think that's a great place to end it. What about you?
Yeah.
Yep. So, hope you guys have a good week. I'm Nick.
And I'm Julian.
It's been a Serious Podcast.